The thing that's really bizarre to me is that if Jesus was existing as he was as a Messiah and a miracle worker, why was it that no one wrote about him during the time and they waited for 30 years or more? I mean, assuming he lived in 30 AD, which you're saying he's not, but just assuming he is, it seems very bizarre to me that they would wait 30 years to write about someone who is arguably the most influential person that has ever existed.
Yeah, well, precisely, because he didn't live in the AD 30s. That's why we have this this great lacuna in the records, the chronological chasm, as I call it. And this chronological chasm happens, you can see it all over the place, because they've wrenched this story out of the AD 70s and thrown it into the AD 30s. But of course, in having done so, many of the other events don't quite match, like I've already said, the death of Zacharias and so on. And so you end up with all of these strange discontinuities within the story and this great chronological chasm. And one of the best chasms, and one of the reasons I started to research Arthurian history, one of the best chasms is actually in Arthurian history. Because a lot of Arthurian history is about Joseph of Arimathea, who's one of the great heroes of Arthurian legend. And you have to wonder about that for a minute, because, of course, Joseph is a 1st century character, not a 6th century character. Anyway, one of the heroes of Arthurian legend is Joseph of Arimathea, the person who took Jesus down from the cross, supposedly in AD 30 or AD 33. However, Arthurian history has a problem, because it is quite clear from all of the many manuscripts we have of Arthurian history that Joseph of Arimathea was a colleague of Emperor Vespasian, who did not become emperor until AD 70, of course, after the Jewish revolt.
How do we know that he was a colleague of his? How do we know that?
Well, that's because that's what Arthurian history says.
Oh, okay.
In fact, it goes one stage further. Arthurian history says that the traitor who betrayed Jesus was Joseph of Arimathea.
Instead of who?
Instead of Judas.